Okay, let's go through the adding a new collection again. So now I want to taking stock out. So click on stock out and I go to create new, then select which shop I want to go take as, because since the way the stores work is more one store can be connected to multiple shops. So eventually, when we have multiple shops, you could have when you have shops more than like that are not in this location, you could have let's say the shops in the Wuse 2 location can be using one store, or they could have separate stores. So basically, these things will be able to work independent of each other. So the stores you don't have access to, you can't do anything with. So I select the so I have access to the store, then I look for an item. So like I said earlier, you can't create new items here. It's only what is in the inventory that you can collect. So let's collect some tissue paper. Let's say we want to collect 20, or let me say 30. Let me collect another item. Let's say we want to collect clippers. Two. Let's say we want to collect 2 clippers, and click on submit. It has created it now. Now, the only reason why you can see approve and reject is because I'm logged in as a manager. If you are a supervisor, at this point you won't see these buttons. You will just see it as pending. Now you approach your manager to approve the collection you want to take. So they will come here now and look at, okay, this is what this person wants to take. So you can see 0 has been approved, 0 has been collected. Let's click on approve. Now, when we click on approve, now we can determine, okay, what do we want to allow them to collect? So let's say instead of 30 tissue papers, we actually want them. So you can edit what you are giving out, what you want to approve, rather than just, yeah, I want 30, collect 30. So you can determine how much you want to give them. So you can review all these things and say, oh, this, and then tweak it. And then when you're okay with it, you click on approve. So you submit approval. Now this has been approved. Now the ball now is back to their court. They can now come here now and say, okay, after they've collected what they want to collect based on what was approved, they can say, okay, process collection. So they can now determine, oh, this is the amount I collected. In case what you approved and what they collected, it does not tally, is what the mark has collected and submit and confirm, that is what will be deducted from the inventory. So for instance, now let's say you approve 20 and they get there to collect and it's not up to 20, they will have to put in exactly what they collected. So they click on confirm collection. Now at this point now, this whole process is done. You have collected items from the inventory. If you check, we collected 20 items from the tissue paper. The total number of tissue should change. So let's go back to collections. From collections, let's go back to our inventory dashboard. Now I want to go and see, first of all, you can see tissue paper we collected, you can see clipper we collected, you can see what was added. So here you can track transactions. So you just see the latest. It doesn't show everything, just the 10 latest. So we want more details, you go to stock requests. Here you can see the breakdown of everything that was collected. Let's go back to inventory. Now if you want to see things that were added, you go to stock in. Here you can see everything that was added. Let's go back to inventory. So store management. So right now the store has been set up. This account doesn't have access to set up stores. That is reserved for the admin. So you see unauthorized, you go back. Now store inventory. Come here, you can see the total value of what is in the store. Click on it just like we talked. So now you can see that number of tissue paper has reduced based on what was collected. You can see number of clippers has reduced. You can see number of aftershave. We didn't collect aftershave, so it's still 100. Now this reserve you are seeing now is the like point where it now pops up here. Let me go back to stores. So let's go back to. Now you see there's a point here, low stock items. This point is supposed to let us know that, oh, there are some items that have reached a low level. So when we're creating the items, there's a box for you to fill in what a low level should be. So for instance, now for tissue paper, let's say by the time the inventory gets to 10, it's already too low. So you can see, oh, that should be 10 is our low level. So once we get to 10 tissue paper, it comes up here as low stock items. So you can start seeing them flashing. So now here on the dashboard too, you can see pending approval. So you can see these collections to approve, batches to approve. So some batches were not approved. So you can see we created a batch of items that were never approved. So it didn't come up in the into the software. So if for instance now there is a batch of 200 tissue papers that was imputed into the software but never approved, it doesn't show up as our number. Our number of tissue papers still remains the same. It won't change. So collections to approve. So somebody wants to collect something and the approval is still pending. You can click on it. The person was collecting from exclusive store. So you can see we requested it was from our previous trial, and then you can see that it's still pending. We can click on this and select how the approvals will go. If we're okay with this, we can click on approve. Now once we approve, the person can come back in, and since we're the same people, it's us that are approving and the other want to collect, we can just collect it from here. So let's just click on collect. So at this point now, our number of items we should reduce. So let's go back to collections, back to inventory. So our items on our inventory should reduce. You even notice the amount of stock value reducing based on what we collected from inside the software, based on the price we gave for each of those items. So let's go to manage categories. So here we can manage like categories, like you want equipment, consumables. If you want to add more categories, okay, then that is basically it for here. So manage items. Here we can also manage items like aftershave, all those different items you want to add to the inventory, so that people can select them when they are filling the form for batch. So that is basically the core of the inventory management module of the software.